A canjo, you see, is an instrument that you can make yourself. And then you can play it. But first you got to make it. So, I'm going to tell you about how to do it. So the first step for making your canjo is, of course, to have a can. And I just happen to have a really nice supply of these big solid cans here. They don't have to be this big. They don't have to be cans even. Any kind of container that's pretty strong and able to take the strain of a string pulling on it. So I've got this. Now what you got to do is get a couple of holes drilled onto the side so that you can attach the neck of the canjo. So you've got to have 2 holes drilled on to the side, and of course 2 holes drilled onto the neck as well. They got to match up. After that, you need to have a small hole that lines up with those holes on the side on the bottom for attaching the string. Now I've got 2 little holes here, give me a little bit of choice if I want the string to be closer to the edge or further away, maybe closer to the middle, and I left that open for when I get it all together. Alright, now I've got that all attached. I've got it all screwed together. I've got a couple of nice screws with washers, and you don't have to use this kind of screw, of course. Any old screw will do, as long as it's not too long. You don't want to have the sharp point of the screw sticking through in the inside of the can. Now you're not going to be getting your hands down too much in there when you're playing, but still you want to keep it nice and short, no problems. Now I've decided to put the neck of the canjo inside the can. It's just easier to get the screws in there from the outside. If you put the neck on the outside, of course you can, but it's harder to get the screws screwed in there, and we want to keep everything nice and simple. Now at the other end of the neck, you're going to have some way to attach the string. You know that you're going to have it attached through the hole at the bottom, but up at the top you need a way to attach the string as well. Now one thing that you can do is a simple eye, a screw eye, and drill a hole through the neck and attach the screw eye and then tie your string on. That's one thing you can do. It's really good and simple, but it's a little bit harder to adjust the pitch of the string. You'd need a pliers or a screwdriver or something to turn it. It doesn't give you a whole lot of control. So what I've been doing is to use these really inexpensive actual guitar tuning machines. I got these on, guess where, eBay for about 50 cents each. You get a pack of 6 for $3 or $4. Very inexpensive. So what you got to do for that is drill a nice 1/4 inch hole at the end of your neck for the canjo, and then at the back you need to put 2 small screw holes for attaching it and really fixing it in place. So you've got to get the hole drilled, fix the tuning machine in place, and then you got to mark where those holes got to be. You got to pre-drill them, just nice little holes pre-drilled. Okay, now I got my tuning machine fixed onto the back of the neck for the canjo, and keep this in mind that the front, the post of the tuning machine, needs to be on the inside of the canjo. You don't want to have the post on the outside. You want the post on the inside because that's where we're going to wind the string, and the string is going to go into the canjo. So it's got to be positioned just right. Of course, you put it around the wrong way, just take it off and do it again. Now you've got the string. Now these strings are actual guitar strings. I've been using the nylon string, not the steel string guitar strings. These are just nylon, and this one's already been used. I took it off so that I could reassemble this one. But what you got to do, what we've been doing, again to keep it simple, is at one end of the string tie a little knot, really just one little knot, and then you're going to run the string all the way through from the other end through that hole. I don't know if you remember, but we've got a little tiny hole at the bottom of the can, and we're going to fit that through. Now I think I'll pick the closer one. one that's closer to the neck. So I got to reach inside, pull the string all the way through. It's a little noisy. And then what I like to do is wind it around the post a couple times first. And then there's a little hole in the post for the string, and you're going to pass it through that little hole. And then I like to tie a knot to keep it from sliding. Now this is finicky, so I'm going to come back in a minute when that's all ready. Okay, that looks okay. It looks like it's going to work. Now you'll notice, of course, the string is very, very loose, so all we got to do is tighten it up, and that's what's great about having a tuning machine. So we just got to wind this up, and I'm going to come back when that's ready. Okay, I've got that all sewn up here. I've got it all pulled up tight, and with the extra string I just wound it around a little bit. You could cut it off, of course, if you want. Just cut it right there, get a wire snipper and cut it off. And then well, that's basically it. There's my Canjo, and I can tune it. See, if I don't like that tone, I can go higher, I can go lower, anything I like. And what's really nice about this is we have an extra feature that we can add. On the bottom of the Canjos, we can put an actual piezoelectric pickup. I'll go show you one. Here's another Canjo we made, and it's a very small can. This one is actually a tuna can or something like that. It's very small. Now inside we've mounted a piezoelectric pickup, and we can actually plug it in to an amplifier and really crank this one up. We can do that to all of them. They're very inexpensive. So there you go. There's a Canjo, and there's a Canjo. Canjos all over the place, top and bottom, and that's how you do it.